Hey friends, so I'm going to talk to you about something that you should think early on when you're actually developing a relationship with a Filipina. So this is going one step past the dating phase, and something that I actually kind of forgot to mention is that we're a little bit unfamiliar with this as Americans, I would say, but with traditional dating, for someone who's actually good, you actually want to court someone. So you might hear that where a Filipina might say, you need to court me. And to be honest, I was actually really confused by that, but I can give at least some insight of what I believe a Filipina might mean. And it can mean, I would say, in general, two different things. So courting could mean, in a very, very nice and gentle way that she's not that into you and she really just wants to talk because she's interested in talking, but she's not actually interested in being in a relationship with you. So she's just kind of trying to string you along and kind of friend zone you in a way where you're just kind of in the courting zone, I guess. But you have to kind of figure that out because, that could be for a number of reasons. She has some other guy that is on her mind and she's hoping for that to work out. And you're just kind of a backup. And so you're courting her. The way that you would know if that's true or not is there's actually like a very noticeable difference when a Filipina is actually invested in you. And there's a kind of possessiveness that happens. It can go too far where it's really toxic and, like obsessive and controlling and stuff like that from a Filipina. But there's a possessiveness that's actually very, very good. It's kind of a positive thing where she's really just trying to get you, like single you, like keep you away from all the other women by checking on you constantly and telling her what you're up to. She wants to call you often. If you're just not noticing that at all, it could just mean that a number of things, but the love's just not there and she's not really invested or in love with you. So you need to like see how that's going. If it's increasing towards that, that's great because that means that now you're in control, that she's actually wanting to be with you. And she might say that you still need to court me, but she's telling you in her actions that she wants to be your girlfriend. And that's what you're trying to look for. If she's telling you, you get there and she's still telling you that you need to court her, that's bull because you've already kind of been courting her. It's basically just friendship and talking. You've had your pen pal, you've been doing it online, and now's the time to actually start something real. And if she's telling you that you still need to court her, it means that it's game over. You need to go find somebody else. So it's better that you just spend your time ignoring her for a while and seeing if anything comes up. But the likelihood of that happening is very rare, or it takes a while for them to snap out of it and realize that they're actually into you. I've actually had girls where I had something planned and then they just, right when I got there, they disappeared. And months later, now they're suddenly interested and they want to try something with me. So you don't want to waste your time just trying to put all your eggs in a basket, but you're waiting for her to really get that kind of possessive quality. And if she's asking you to court her, then you've got like a really good girl on your hands because that means that her family is protective of her, and that means that they're actually good people. So you really want to get your foot in the door and hang out with their family right away. You want to show that kind of respect and meet them and show off how fun and great you are, but you don't want to overdo it. I have a giving heart, so I'm not someone that just like will shower someone with gifts. But if I see like a need or if I see like an opportunity to give, then I will give something that's like practical or helpful for someone's life. I won't give money or I won't give any meaningless gifts, but I will do something that like benefits someone's life in a general kind of sense. So I thought in my head for a girl, it'd be nice just to give like some groceries to the family for like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And it's nice to do, but it doesn't really matter. There's a thing with Filipinos, and I actually really like it, and it makes sense to me, is that Filipinos, they're really hospitable, and they make you feel welcome, and they'll talk to you, and you'll feel like a warmth from them. But it can sometimes only go skin deep because they're being nice to you and they're trying to get to know you, but they don't trust you. And even if you give like a gift, like for me, it was like a box of groceries, it doesn't matter. It doesn't impress them. They want to know what you're really about and what are you doing around my daughter, which is a good thing. And I know that I'm saying this because, like I'm talking about women in their like 20s or something like that. And yeah, they're not children anymore, but you got to keep in mind that when it comes to Filipinos, a lot of them stay really deeply connected with each other and even live with each other, until, they probably stay living with each other. They might get married and have kids in the same house that, her own mom is living at, or something like that. So they're with each other all the time, and you're coming in and disrupting that harmony that they've had for so long, and you really want to show them how much you can benefit them, not financially, but benefit them as like far as taking care of their daughter, and that you're a good guy and you're not going to disrupt their harmony. So getting your foot in the door and trying to impress mom and dad. And I don't even know if I'm going to butcher this, but they do the sign of respect where it's it's like monopo, and then you actually take their hands and you put their knuckles, or the top part of their hand, and you put that right on your forehead, and you just do that really quickly and you say that, and they'll probably laugh at you or whatever, but that just kind of shows like, hey, I'm trying to show you respect, and you might not really realize that, but if you actually pay attention, like little kids, like an uncle will ask them to do that. Hey, like show me some respect, and like their little baby hands will grab uncle's hand, and then they'll put that right on their forehead. So you want to do that with mom and dad, and you want to show them like how happy and positive you are, but you also want to state your intentions as clearly as possible. Oh, I forgot to mention. So how I figured out groceries was I just hired an assistant, and it's really easy just to like ask anybody. And I just had this girl just go shopping with me. I had no idea like Filipino food. It's really helpful just to, hey, I need someone for this for a few hours. I need someone for that. And you can find some really nice assistant just to go around with you. They could be your translator. So I've had someone like that would just ride along with me and translate with me. And it's really nice to have a translator because you can tell them right away, hey, this is the goal, make sure you say this and that. And it's really nice for like the older parents to hear what you're trying to convey in their language, whether that's Tagalog or Bisaya. Having something like that is really, really helpful. And there was a couple stories that I could share that didn't work out. But one girl is I couldn't even meet mom or dad. She just would not let me at all. And we were dating and everything was going good. And I tried to like make her feel great or whatever. Very nice. I have really nothing against her at all. But I think she just could not fit in me into her life, and I think it has to do with family obligation. So children are raised to do really, really well, to be more successful than their parents, and their parents will sacrifice for the children in order for that child to gain success. I mean, it's not really that much different than Americans, but it is to an extreme. So much so that the child feels obligated, once they're successful and have a really good job, to contribute to the family and take care of the family. And whether you agree with it or not, that's just the way it is. And I could tell that this girl that I was with, she was working on her nursing degree. She had 2 more years, and I wasn't in a rush to, get married right away. But I wanted to let her know what my intention was. And it seemed fine at first, but with her mom, I think being really, really strict, she would not let me see her. And I think she was afraid that her mom would get really angry with her knowing that she was dating me. So things were like out of order. And I tried really hard to figure out where her mom and dad was, but, out of respect, I didn't want to go too far. And she was just so like, I can't mess up. I can't drop out of school. And I'm like, no, you won't drop out of school. You won't mess up. Like, I'm there to help you. I can help you do homework or whatever. And, you could help your parents even more. You could graduate and be a nurse in the US. And she just could not shake, the fear of disappointing her parents out of her head. And no matter what I could say to her, that was basically the end of it. And, I really wish her the best. I wish she could understand what I had to offer for her. But another one that didn't work out was, I got 2 more. So another one that didn't work out was there was this really cute girl that I was talking to, and she lived in Bohol. So I got someone to come with me and, be my translator. And my goal was to state my intentions to mom and dad, and then ask permission to take her with me for the weekend back to Davao City to get to know each other and spend time and see if everything's good. And even with the translator and smiling and laughing and stuff like that, when it got serious and stating my intentions and asking permission, the mother said no. And honestly, that was just the end of it. And there's just nothing really you can do about that. And as much as you like her and she likes you, if you don't have mom and dad's approval, you don't really want to go against that, because those are people that you're going to end up being in-laws with, and they can really make or break your marriage. So I wish her the best, and I respected mom and dad's decision. Another one that was even crazy was, I came over. I didn't need a translator this time. I came over, and everything was good or whatever. But then when I stated my intention, they told me that she was, starting late in college, but she needed to finish all of her college, and I had to pay for it. And then that's when that negotiation, started. And I was like, well, I don't really agree with that because I'm not married to her. So what if we break up and I pay for all of this and it doesn't work out? I suggested to them, how about if things go well and maybe like in a year or year and a half or 2 years, we eventually get married with their permission, of course, and that I could pay for the rest of it since she's my wife. And they told me flat out, no, you need to pay now, and you cannot be boyfriend girlfriend with her. So I just said, okay, deal's off, because these parents, they think that they can squeeze money out of me for nothing is just unbelievable to me. And I, just left it at that. So really what it is a lot of men, I think, are just kind of focused on her and her alone, and she's focused on you. But you got to really think about the dynamics of it, because if you don't, there is like a lot of financial issues where if you don't get to know like the family and the dynamic and everything, all of a sudden you marry this woman and every single family member, including mom and dad, are trying to squeeze every bit of money out of her through your bank account. And it's going to create a lot of issues if, you realize like what the family's like, and if it's something, if it's something that you can handle or deal with, or if it's even worth it. And I even noticed that too when dating a girl, that suddenly a cousin or an aunt would start asking money, and then she was asking me, and then I tried to stop it, but then she kept asking me, and then I had to end it with that girl. So you really, really want to get to know the family. You want to get their approval. You want to know that they're really good, and you want to make your intentions clear that you are wanting to have a genuine long-term commitment to their daughter. And I know it sounds funny that they're like in their 20s, but when you do that, it is so much better for you down the road. I guarantee it. All right. I hope this helps. So thanks.